Hello, Mapleton families, and welcome back for one more week of online activity for your library day on Mapleton's Facebook page. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope this week that you can get outside and take advantage of some pretty weather, enjoy some sunshine, and get a breath of fresh air. For this week's library activity, I want you to take a moment and think about where we are right now in our world. We have had to slow down. We have had to make some changes and slow down our world in response to the virus that we see that is spreading. And I want you to think about how that has affected you. In the library, we have all sorts of books that walk us through important periods in history. And you may not even realize it, but this experience that you're going through right now will be written about, it will be talked about for many years to come. And for today, I just want you to take a moment and think about that. I want you to think about how that has changed you. I want you to think about how that has affected you. So for our weekly activity, I really encourage you to take a moment and journal about your experience. If you will look at the screen now, we have our journal prompt on there that encourages you to start writing about your experience during this quarantine or during this stay-at-home time. Your journal could actually become a primary source one day. And here's some things that you can think about, what you could write about. What have you been doing during this time? You may want to talk about what your daily activities are, how we have been at home. We've been learning from home for the last several weeks. What have you felt? What has this extra time at home made you feel like? Have you had any questions about why we are at home or what's going on? You may even want to pretend that you are writing someone a letter and that person will read it 20 years from now and that person will have no idea what this quarantine or stay-at-home time was like. You are living through it and you have some great details that you could think about and share during your journal experience. You may even want to put details in there about what the weather has been like, how you have adjusted to this new schedule at home, what everyone else at home is doing. You may want to fill it with details, or you may just want to talk about some bigger ideas or feelings that you've had during this time, but it's your turn to be the author. It's your turn to write about your experience for your library activity this week. I think it's important for you to do that, and it's something that you can look back on the years to come and maybe remember some things that fade throughout the years as time goes by. So that's our library activity for this week. I also want to give a special shout out to our classrooms who have done amazing work with your AR testing while we've been at home. This week we are saluting 6 classrooms. These 6 classrooms have all done fantastic work. These are the classrooms that have earned over 20 points at least. Some of them have gone far above that, but these are our classrooms that have earned over 20 points in just 1 week's time. So I hope to shout out different classrooms each week. This week we have Mrs. Adams, Mrs. Warner, Miss Neal, Mrs. Wiemeyer, Mrs. Hatfield, and Mrs. Fowler's classrooms. So hats off to you guys for doing amazing work, continuing to read and take those AR tests at home, and maybe next week we will have even more classrooms to share. So fantastic job working on those goals. And remember, any work that you do now will go toward our gigantic celebration that we're going to have when we all do get back together. So keep up that good work. Bottom line is, boys and girls, I want you guys to be reading at home, no matter what it is. If you have a full bookshelf at home, that's fantastic. If you do not, you can always sign up for our Epic resource. I'm going to give that screen one more show for you guys. We have access to over 12,000 books online, and you can read them on your own, or you can even listen to the audiobook version, and you can read along with someone else. So whatever it is, I want you to be reading at home. You may want to take some time and read with a family member. You may want to read to someone, or you may even want to read as a family as a whole. But as long as you're reading, you're growing. As long as you're reading, you're growing, and that's what we want to focus on during this time. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can comment on our Facebook post or call the school or send us an email, and I can't wait to catch up with all of you guys. I miss you all, and I know that we're going to have a lot of catching up to do whenever we do get back together. So in the meantime, take care. Get some fresh air outside in your own backyard, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for our library updates. Bye-bye, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.